Hey everyone, over time I've realized that Kick is becoming the place where the most brain-dead people come together to make the dumbest shit possible. When the streaming site first blew up with like the XQC deal, I really did believe that it was going to grow to be bigger and have a great impact on streaming. But now, I feel like that was probably the dumbest belief for me to have, because ever since then, the only news I've heard from Kick is just stuff from like racist streamers or embarrassing moments by people just to make it entertaining. His name has slowly died out, but Jonas Somali was kind of seen as like a reflection of Kick, especially for like smaller streamers who aren't as big as like the most popular ones. It was mind-blowing that after all like his racist moments in Japan, his channel was still somehow not banned, which really showed people like how lax Kick was. And it's not like his racist moments were like a one-time occasion, because 1 week after he made an apology during the first drama, he went right back to like harassing people on the streets and even on the subway as well. Thankfully, the last I saw of him was getting arrested by the Japanese police for breaking into a construction site, so he is facing some payback for like how big of a piece of shit he is. But regardless, the fact that he wasn't banned in the first place really shows like any kind of stream would be allowed on Kick, because they don't really have like the strict control that Twitch has, which really prevents from this kind of stuff happening. And some people have even moved to Kick, either because they like struck the deal or just because they wanted to. One of these people, who I've talked about a lot, is Poseidon, and he's had a lot of history with his streams, with the last well-known one being like the Thailand saga, where he was like on the verge of going to prison. Most streamers, the most trouble they go through is like having an argument with like other people or fighting with the viewers. But with Ice, he really did have like an actual battle with the police, proving that he was innocent and that he wasn't recording porn. As well as going through the hell of like staying in that country, going to the police station every day, and paying an insane amount for the fees and his lawyers as well who are defending him. My point with that story is to prove like how he always finds his way to like fall into drama or create some. Because even now, after all that trouble in Thailand, he almost got arrested in Australia again. The reason why he was arrested was kind of confusing at first, because the police first had a report of them sexually assaulting a woman, which they didn't, but I have to talk about this stream that led up to this to give some context, as well as the fact that it's really funny because of how embarrassing it is in general. In the beginning, I just went to Australia to stream with Sam Pepper, which is a name I really haven't heard in a long time, because he was only really popular back in like the early 2010s. Just like FujiTube, I feel like he could like become this melting pot for all these dead YouTubers who have really fallen off, and now they're just crawling back onto the website so they can like have some attention again. But anyways, the two guys went to a hotel and brought along a friend, and they both really wanted that guy to get laid, and so they ordered a hooker to come into the hotel room and fuck him. And I thought it was a good idea that while both of them stay in the living room, him and Sam hid quietly in the room next door so he can like have their ears pressed against the door and listen to them. Which if that wasn't bad enough, they had the main camera and speaker put in the living room so everyone can watch them make out, with messages and donations allowed. There is by far no worse way to ruin an atmosphere of a room by allowing people to make donations, because they will always abuse that advantage of saying whatever the fuck they want to make it funny. I know why they enabled it, just to make more money, but you're going to see how this leads into the disaster. It begins with the lady arriving, who's paid $500, as well as an extra $50 for having the camera set up and live streamed. But if she knew how this would turn out, she'd definitely have asked for more. They then start making out on the couch, and someone makes a donation to play like an MP3 of what sounds like someone hacking up their lungs, and you can see in the lady's face how horrified she is, because it's also like really loud.
What the hell is that? Is someone watching me?
And we're with live.
Are we?
Yeah, I told you we were live. Recording.
There's also this moment where I realized like this guy looks like a really off version of Vin Diesel, and it's so awkward because he tries to like keep on making out with her, which is very clearly like uncomfortable. You can definitely tell that she doesn't know a lot about streaming, or like the people who are like degenerates watching this, so she has no idea like what is random sounds playing from the speaker. But apart from that, the whole thing was weird, because on the top right corner, you can see a heart rate monitor from like Ice's watch that he has on, which is active as he's like listening and watching them make out. Then, across from that on the left, there's like a location tracker showing like the city and like the weather, as if people really gave a shit about what it looked like outside. And then on the bottom left, you have like a mini-map, as if it's like a game, showing exactly what building they're in. And I bet that this was what helped people like track a phone, because then people just started like bombing your phone with messages, telling her there are two guys next room listening to them. And the guy's response to like calm her down just makes no sense.
They're sleeping. They're my mates.
Oh.
They're not hiding.
Those are your friends watching.
They're not watching. They're in that room there.
Oh. Okay.
They're gay.
I have no idea why he told her that they're gay, because the first excuse kinda makes sense, seeing that they're asleep, but then he undoes that by saying like they're not straight, acting as if like her main concern was that they were like jacking off while watching them. This is a tipping point for the hooker, as expected, because then she tries to leave, but the guy kinda tries to like stop her from leaving, or at least give the money back, by like blocking the door so she can like barely get out.
Hey, I just have your money back? Look, I'm getting no service.
And when they're both out, Ice comes out of the dark room like Dracula, just to like lock the door and then run back to Sam. So for him, he probably believed that everyone liked this moment and thought it was funny. Because with this kind of fan base that he's accumulated over the years, the only thing they find entertaining is just awkward moments, so he can't try to like create them by making it really uncomfortable for people. And if it ended there, it would have turned out like another stream where like he tries to get his friend laid, which happens a lot before in the past, but then they get a call from the receptionist telling him to like come and speak with her, which is when she tells them that someone made a report about them and the police is coming. Another part that makes it really uncomfortable is when they try to avoid giving out their names because they don't want to get the police involved, but all it just resulted is like the lady asking them over and over who made the booking.
In the room, we've just had a bit of an issue with that particular room.
Sorry?
So is whose name's on the booking?
Why?
Police are actually on their way.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things I just need to check. So whose name's on that booking?
I mean, what's the problem exactly?
I can't give you any more information unless I check whose name's on the booking. So I need to verify photo ID and whose name's on the booking, and then I can...
Fuck, I don't have any on my ID.
Yeah, I don't have any either. I'm just gonna go smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back.
Yep, so whose name's actually on the booking?
Well, what's the problem exactly?
Well, I'm about to evict the room. So if you're not cooperative, that's what
You got a room key?
So,
Alright,
Get my
well,
stuff.
whose name's
Let's just go grab our shit,
whose
come.
name's actually on the booking?
it's...
This is the point where like the heart rate monitor is actually useful, because you can see it spike as he goes back to his room to like make his bags and then leave the hotel. I can definitely tell like after the Thailand situation, he's terrified of like having the police involved, which is why he constantly like asked the receptionist why they were called in the first place. I think my favorite part of the stream is when they make their bags and try to leave, but then they see the police at the entrance, so to like avoid them, they try sneaking in from the right so they don't see them. But with how all three of them look so recognizable, it couldn't have happened, with Ice being like 8 feet tall and Sam's hair poking out. For a few seconds, it does look like they got away, but then an officer catches up with them, telling them they're under arrest for sexual assault.
Georgia Gray from the Brisbane City Police Station, mate, come
Sorry?
over here. Okay, Constable Georgia Gray from the Brisbane City Police Station, you're both currently under arrest for sexual assault. So come
Excuse
and stand
me?
over here. Yes, seriously, so come and stand over here.
Whoa, hold on. Who sexually assaulted?
Mate, just step over here.
I mean, yeah, sure,
Step
no
over
problem,
here.
but...
Sit down. Sit
Okay, yeah,
down.
sure, no problem.
Get your bag up.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's totally not like, what do you think?
What's happening upstairs in your room?
I mean,
This is what people believe that the hooker made the report because of like how uncomfortable she felt in the room, and with the police reading the right and making them sit down, it did look like it was going to get really bad. You can even hear IE say that he wants to see a lawyer, so although the police aren't being really aggressive, you can definitely tell like he's scared like it's going to get worse. The stream goes off, but then comes back a few minutes later, with them walking away from the police, resolving the issue. Thankfully, 5 people who were fans of Ice Poseidon came to them to talk to the police and explain the situation, showing them in the stream that the lady wasn't sexually assaulted.
stream snipers came, like 5 different stream snipers came to just like explain the situation, so fantastic to them. Shout out to them for helping us, shout out to Victor for coming down to explain to the police, helping the situation. We are basically, yeah, we just explained to the cops, it was just like a swatting, but like we're good now. It was... I'll go through. Yeah, and then, yeah, we just explained that, we're good. I mean, everything's all good now, so no big deal. Robot Andy disappeared, don't know where he went, I don't know where he is.
He knew exactly what was about to happen, and he said, I'm out.
Yeah, so it's all good. Basically, we just sat on the floor there while and then effed or whatever for some reason, and just had to explain that it was just a swatting. So now we're homeless now. The hotel kicked us out because apparently we were too much of a hassle for them. Obviously, police showed up. They said they got a bunch of pizzas and all this bullshit.
And with Ice, you can hear the relief in his tired voice from almost getting away from being arrested again. Although he could have definitely easily proved that he was innocent, there could have been a chance that he would be taken to a police station and then go through the whole ordeal. Even the Vin Diesel lookalike left after sorting it out, realizing that it was a fucking mistake to hang out with these guys. It made me realize the kind of fan base Ice Poseidon has, with fans only wanting to see him get arrested and even making an effort to make sure that he does. But on the other hand, he did have it coming by calling a hooker to fuck his friend, just to catch everyone's attention. I'm sure if she didn't leave early and had sex with him, I'm sure Sam and Ice would have found a way to fuck him over to make it more entertaining. Even recording two people about to fuck is a bad idea, so it was kind of his fault for taking the risk in the first place. This whole stream and controversy has led to Cage to rethink the guidelines for allowing this in the first place. But honestly, I don't think much will change, because they're already really open to what people can stream on, and it's not like these new changes are gonna guarantee from anything like this happening again. Because even the smallest actions can lead to a really serious situation, and no one can really predict when it will happen. But all in all, I really think Ice Poseidon should really rethink what he plans for streams, or at least make sure he has full control to stop them from going out of hand. But that's all I have to say. So hopefully you guys a video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.